Biology calls it coherence. Physics calls it phase alignment. Music calls it harmony. You just call it fucking relief. Think of it this way. When an orchestra tunes up before a concert, it's chaos, squeaks, honks, strings screeching. That's your life when you're out of sync. But then one note. The oboe gives the pitch. One by one. The instruments lock in. Suddenly, harmony, energy flows. Same people, same instruments, just tuned. That's coherence. That's you, when you finally stop fighting yourself. So how do you already do this? When you laugh with a friend until your stomach hurts, you're synced. When you walk beside someone and your feet just naturally find the same rhythm, you're synced. When sex is good, it's not because of tricks. It's because your bodies phase align. You already know this. It's written into you. So how can you do it in new ways? Imagine walking into a tense room. Everyone's shoulders up. Breathing shallow. You breathe slow instead within minutes. People soften without knowing why. That's coherence leadership. Or think about your own projects. When you stop multitasking, like a headless chicken, and actually let your actions fall into rhythm. You hit flow. Time disappears. That's phase alignment. You can engineer this shit anywhere. Breath, movement, relationships, business. Why does it matter? Because incoherence is expensive. Like running your car with the handbrake on. You'll burn fuel, trash the engine, and get nowhere. Same with your body, your work, your relationships. Stress, sickness, fights. All signs of energy fighting itself. Karma of incoherence, burnout, regret, loneliness. But coherence, that's surfing instead of drowning. That's a laser instead of a light bulb. Same photons, but aligned, they cut steel. And science backs this. Heart coherence research shows your heart rhythms. They sync with the brain and breath when you're in flow. Neuroscience shows brain waves between people align during deep conversation. Physics show coherence makes lasers powerful. Biology shows DNA literally tunes itself like a violin string. So why do you fear it? Because coherence strips the mask. It makes you nakedly real. And that terrifies the part of you that's addicted to pretending. But the mask costs energy. And everyone feels the static. Coherence is raw, but it's also irresistible. So where does confusion fit? Confusion is like detuning the instrument. Erickson knew this. Scramble the pattern. The brain opens to suggestion. That's when you retune. That's how you rewrite yourself. Confusion is new coherence. The patterns that trap you, pretending instead of aligning, fighting instead of syncing, controlling instead of harmonizing, cancelling instead of amplifying, living scattered instead of rhythmic. Each is a leaky pipe. You're pouring water, but it's draining out before it reaches the garden. So from now on, every breath you take reminds your heart of rhythm. Every step you walk reminds your body of sync. Every time you laugh with someone, you deepen rapport. Every time you catch yourself faking, you drop it. You breathe. You retune. Every conversation becomes an orchestra you can conduct, pacing, then leading. Every challenge becomes a wave to surf, not a wall to crash against. And unconsciously right now, you're wiring this in as identity. I'm resonance. I glow when I'm in tune. If you live this, relationships, deeper, easier. Health, stronger, calmer. Work, flow instead of grind. Presence, people feel you. They don't know why, but they trust you. If you don't, stress eats you. Energy leaks, relationships fracture. Life feels like static, not music. Your future is decided by whether you fucking tune or not. So, biology calls it coherence. Physics calls it phase alignment. Music calls it harmony. I call it stop wasting energy on bullshit. Call it what you want. But when you live, you glow. When you resist it, you rot. The choice is in your breath right now. Sink or suffer. Flow or fight. Glow or grind. And as you hear these words, you're already choosing.